Did you know that Canada has the longest coastline in the world? And it's not just a little bit longer, it's mind-blowingly vast. We're talking over 243,000 kilometers, or more than 151,000 miles. To put that into perspective, if you started walking along Canada's coast and covered 20 kilometers every single day, it would take you more than 33 years to complete the journey. That's a lifetime of adventure right there. This immense coastline is where three of the world's great oceans meet: the wild Pacific on the west, the historic Atlantic on the east, and the icy, majestic Arctic to the north. This isn't just a line on a map. It's a dynamic living boundary that shapes the country's climate, culture, and very identity. From the rugged, misty fjords of British Columbia to the iconic lighthouse-dotted shores of the Maritimes and the remote, frozen tundra of Nunavut, each stretch of coast tells a different story. Let's start our journey on the west coast, where the Pacific Ocean carves out a dramatic landscape. Think of Vancouver Island, Haida Gwaii, and the Great Bear Rainforest. This is a world of towering old-growth trees, secluded coves, and abundant marine life. It's a paradise for kayakers, surfers, and anyone who feels the pull of the untamed ocean. The Salish Sea, nestled between Vancouver Island and the mainland, is a bustling marine highway for orcas, humpback whales, and sea lions. The coastal First Nations have lived here for millennia, their culture and traditions deeply intertwined with the rhythm of the tides and the salmon runs. Imagine paddling through a quiet inlet, the only sounds being the cry of a bald eagle and the gentle lapping of waves against your kayak. That's the magic of Canada's Pacific coast. Now, let's travel across the continent to the Atlantic coast. This is where Canada's story as a nation began. Think of Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia with its iconic lighthouse perched on granite rocks, or the colorful houses of St. John's, Newfoundland, clinging to the hillside. The coastline here is a mosaic of sandy beaches, rocky cliffs, and quaint fishing villages. The culture is rich with Celtic and Acadian heritage, full of sea shanties, fresh lobster, and legendary hospitality. This coast has weathered countless storms, and the people here have a resilience and a deep respect for the power of the Atlantic. Driving the Cabot Trail in Cape Breton is an unforgettable experience, with every turn revealing another breathtaking ocean vista. You can feel the history in the salty air. But the most mysterious and vast part of Canada's coastline lies to the north, along the shores of the Arctic Ocean and its labyrinth of islands. This is the realm of the polar bear, the narwhal, and the midnight sun. The Arctic archipelago is a maze of over 36,000 islands, creating an incredibly complex and long coastline. For most of the year, the sea is frozen solid, a vast white desert. But in the short, intense summer, the ice breaks up, revealing a world teeming with life. This is one of the last truly wild places on Earth, home to the Inuit people who have thrived in this challenging environment for thousands of years. Their knowledge of the land and sea is profound. Navigating the Northwest Passage, a historic and treacherous sea route through the Arctic, remains one of the world's greatest exploration challenges. So why is Canada's coastline so incredibly long? It's all about the islands. The country has over 52,000 islands, from the massive Baffin Island, which is larger than Spain, to countless tiny unnamed islets. Each island adds its own perimeter to the total length, creating what geographers call the coastline paradox. The more closely you measure a jagged coastline, the longer it becomes. Canada's geography is the ultimate example of this, with endless bays, inlets, and fjords that multiply its length. This vast coastline is more than just a geographical feature. It's a vital part of Canada's economy and environment. It supports fisheries, shipping routes, and tourism. It's also on the front lines of climate change, with rising sea levels and melting sea ice posing significant challenges, especially in the Arctic. Protecting this immense and diverse marine environment is a huge responsibility. Canada has been working to create marine protected areas to conserve biodiversity and ensure these incredible ecosystems can thrive for generations to come. From the surfers riding waves in Tofino on the Pacific to fishermen hauling lobster traps in the Bay of Fundy on the Atlantic to Inuit hunters navigating the ice floes of the Arctic, Canada's coastline is the lifeblood for millions. It's a source of food, a highway for trade, a playground for adventure, and a wellspring of inspiration. The sheer scale of it is almost impossible to comprehend. It accounts for around 24% of all the coastlines in the entire world. Think about that. One country holds nearly a quarter of the world's total ocean front. You could fit the coastlines of Russia, the United States, Australia, and Indonesia combined into Canada's and still have room to spare. So the next time you look at a map of the world, take a closer look at Canada. trace that incredibly long and intricate line where the land meets the sea. It's a reminder of the country's immense size, its stunning natural beauty, and the powerful forces that have shaped it. It's a coastline of endless discovery. Thanks so much for joining me on this coastal journey across Canada. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure. What part of Canada's coast would you love to visit most? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.